Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I need to move this up here. All right, how's it going, everybody? Yep, I got my TikTok live back. Happy, happy, happy camp. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Having trouble with the microphone. I don't know if it's my headset or what the deal is, but it's kind of fading in and out as I talk sometimes. So I don't know. Didn't have that problem before, but yeah, start out these videos by telling everybody I'm not a financial advisor. I had to learn all this trading stuff on my own. So I self taught myself by watching videos, watching other influencers, picking up new tools along the way. Um, anyway, I've been trading now for probably over 6 years, and about five of that, well, four of it, 4.5, almost five, has been in crypto trading. These indicators that I have on here, I use all the time. I have a couple more that I can turn on if I need them, but I normally don't need them, so I don't use them. Anyway, I'm very happy to have my TikTok Live Studio back because I was having to use my phone and I can only show a portion of my screen. Now I can show the whole screen, so yeah, that makes things a lot easier for me. Anyway, everything's just been going down today, so it's not a good trading day. That was a nice little jump right there on Dogecoin. That was a good almost 5% jump. Let's see what Bitcoin looks like. Yep, Bitcoin the same. Let's see what his jump was. It's a 1.9%. That's why I tell everybody all the time. That's why I like Dogecoin, is because it's cheap, way, 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 way cheaper than Bitcoin. So I can buy a shit ton of them. And Dogecoin fluctuates higher percentages up and down than Bitcoin does. So, like right now, Bitcoin's only gone up 2%, and Dogecoin's gone up over about 5%. So, um, I'm kind of a percentage guy. I like buying stuff that's going to fluctuate higher percentages up and down. You make more money that way. You know, at the price that Bitcoin's at right now, over 100,000, only goes up 1%. You're looking at $1,000, right? Maybe almost $2,000 increase. So yeah, about almost a $2,000 increase. But you gotta weigh it. Okay, so if you only have $3,000, you're not going to have a whole Bitcoin, right? It's because one Bitcoin's worth a 1,000 or 104,000 right now. So you'd have to divide that. You'd have to do some math to figure out how much money you would make with that 1.9% increase. But I guarantee you it's a whole lot less than what you're going to make on Dogecoin that just made the same move, but it's 5%. And you have way more coins. So if I did some math right now, just say you had $3,000 to invest in Bitcoin, okay, and then add the 1.9% to it, you made $57. But if you take the $3,000, they're giving me these stupid live restrictions again. But if you take that same $3,000 in Doge and add the 5%, you made 3 times more profit with Dogecoin. You made $150. So yeah, I don't know why I keep getting those. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm glad to be back in here doing my lives again with my TikTok studio. I keep getting these things saying that my live content is not original, and it is. If you guys would please tap on the hearts, tap your screen so that we get algorithm knows we're in here trading. Yeah, I don't know how to invite people. And if you guys can share the live, that'll help out too. Get more people in here. Welcome Hunter Price, Wall Street 55, Rev Share, Brandon, Mindbender, Lyrics. Go back through some of these. Mrs. G, Shane Smith, Ant, Undercover Titan, Darren Johnson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I keep getting it says your live is not eligible for recommendation is restricted in search results. because it contains unoriginal or reproduced content. This is in line with the For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines. Go to the TikTok app to submit an appeal. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, so I guess it's not going to show up in the For You page for some reason. So it looks like crypto's starting to turn around. Bitcoin, you see your IMACD is coming up. You had a strong uptrend here, which resulted in this 1.9% increase. Hopefully, this will stay up here for a little while and pump this up past all these EMA ribbons and past this yellow line on your IMACD. If it'll do that, then we should start seeing some recovery back to the upside. How much that will be, who knows? Um, we had a pretty good size drawdown today. So I'd like to see it get back up to where it was, but I doubt that it's going to go that high. Same thing with Doge. Dogecoin has had a really nice V-shaped recovery, kind of back up to where we were earlier this morning. We were up in this area and it took a dump on us. And the white line is touching the yellow already. So on the next candle with the 30-minute time frame, which is in 7 minutes, it should cross above the yellow and start ascending back up to the midline. Um, so it looks like we might be in a little bit of a recovery phase, and that'll probably last through the night, or at least until the about midnight or so. But yeah, I need everybody to tap the screen and share the live. The more you guys share, the more you guys tap, the more people we can get in here. Matter of fact, I need to text Journeyman and see if he can come in here. See if he can come in here. I may have to put, he's a good friend of mine, Journeyman. If he gets in here, I may put him as a moderator. Welcome, guys. Yeah, we got a really nice V-shaped recovery right here. And it's crossing above the yellow, so we should be going uptrend for a while. And I imagine this will be the story for most of the coins. U.S. markets are fixing to shut down. Crypto trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Doesn't matter if it's weekends, holidays, weekdays, whatever. But this regular stock market, it opens up around 8 or 9 in the morning and it closes at 3. So, or that's what time it closes here. So that's why I shied away from keeping keeping trading stocks because I didn't like the fact that you'd go to bed and the stock market's closed, and then you get up in the morning and find out at 9 o'clock in the morning that the stock dropped like a crazy maniac overnight, and now you're in the hole. So I like to be able to watch my money 24 hours a day. So that's why I like crypto. And then not only that, but it's very volatile. And these strategies using these indicators um, has been pretty profitable. So everything goes hand in hand. Anyway, I'm trying to get more followers, beef up my following. So if you guys want to come in and learn how to read charts and learn how to use these indicators, then this is the place to do it. I know a lot of you guys are new, you guys are confused and don't know where to start. This is where you need to start. I am here to help you. And I'm not asking for money, I'm not asking for anything, just that you guys follow me and come in here and learn this shit. It's difficult to learn on your own. I had to watch a lot of videos, I had to follow a lot of creators and basically figure things out on my own, but I'm here to help you guys. I didn't have nobody to help me read these charts. I had to go in and learn through videos and questions. So I'm here to help you. You guys got questions? Put them in the chat. I got my little chat box right here. I can see it and I can answer your questions anytime. Now, once we start getting a lot larger groups in here, right now we don't have a whole lot of people in here. Got 34. Um, we don't have a big, huge group in here now, but eventually it's going to get to the point where I'm only going to do questions and answers as I can, but subscription people will come first. Um, I did set up my subscriptions. If you want to subscribe, I've got the cheapest package they have available. I wanted to do a 99-cent per month package, but they don't have that option available. The lowest I can do is $2.99 a month. So take that for what that's worth. But I'm not going to push that stuff on anybody. If you want to do it, you can. If you don't, you don't. But I'm in here trying to teach everybody, usually from about 8 to 11 every day. Okay, I might miss a day here and there because right now my sons are playing football. I won't be on here. I'll be on here late tomorrow because their practice is from, we have to leave here at 9 and I won't be back till after 11. So I'll do my live in the afternoon probably like I'm doing right now. But yeah, I come in here. I mean, I basically you can, I'm not a financial advisor. I didn't go to school for this stuff. But I'm telling you right now, using these three indicators right here is basically about all you need. All you need to know is what direction the market's going, okay? And trade accordingly. So when the market's going down, you're going to trade a lot differently than you will when it's going up, especially if you have a platform where you're able to short the market. And shorting the market means you're taking bets it's going to go down instead of up. So that's how you make your money. Yeah, 15-minute time frame shows it's curving around. I think I'm going to put that watermark back on here. That way people can see what coin I'm on. We'll go to the canvas watermark. And I'm going to turn, let me see, I'm going to turn that up. Go here. Oh, am I doing the wrong one here? There it is. I don't know how that got on there, but anyway, as you can see here, we're on Dogecoin 15-minute time frame. So I turn that back on so you guys can see it. Hey, Luxury Cigar, long time no see, my friend. Starting to get a lot of my old crew back in here. Got Journeyman back in here and a few other ones too. Let's see, 5-minute time frames going down. So as you can see on the 5-minute time frame, the way you will trade this, okay, your EMA ribbon, whatever side this yellow line is which way the market's going. So if the yellow line is on the bottom like this, you're in a downtrend. It leveled out right here, candle started going up, and now your yellow line is back on top of the red, all the red lines. So you're officially back in an uptrend. So what you're going to do now, you automatically know you're in an uptrend. You can see it here too. You have already passed above the midline on your IMACD. That is good. That means you're going to continue to go up. Right now, it's taking a little bitty dip because people are selling because it got up here in the overbought area. Okay. It wants to trade inside this box, but it can't because people keep buying and selling. When it gets up here into overbought territory, people start selling it. That drives the price back down. When it gets down below this box, the shaded box, that's oversold territory. When it gets down here, that's when people start buying again, and that drives and it's just a never ending process of going up and down and up and down and up and down. So what we're going to do on this 5-minute time frame is you're going to wait for this to bottom out down here, or the white line to curve around and pass above the yellow line. Okay, it doesn't matter where that happens, whether it's inside the box or down here, that is where you would get back in. That's when you get back into the market. Okay. Now, if you're doing a short, you're going to run it the opposite way. When it's up at the top, okay, if you're here over here, you were in a downtrend. So what you would do is you would wait for it to get up here to the top, and then the white line pass below the yellow, and that's where you would take a short. Okay. And then it passed above it. If you wanted to take a long, you could, but there's really no need to, because it was a very short upward trend, and then it passed back down below the yellow. So on this candle, you probably would have bought back in on a short and finished this trade down to the bottom. So that's how you trade this stuff. Now I trade on Robinhood, so I can only do longs. I've sent request after request to Robinhood asking them to include the short option for crypto, and for some reason they won't do it. I don't know why. But the way I look at it is they would make a lot more money if they would do that. Now, Robinhood doesn't charge you a fee to trade crypto like all the other stock exchanges do. Okay, but they do have a little margin built in on the front side and the back side. Okay, so say you want to buy Dogecoin at 15 cents, it's got to go a little bit below 15 cents before your 15-cent limit order will trigger. And the same thing on the top side. If you say you want to sell it at 20 cents, okay, you're hoping you're going to get 20 cents out of it, or you think you're going to get 20 cents out of it. You have to set a limit order, okay? And then say you set it at 198.198, and it'll trigger at 20 cents, but you're going to get the 198, and then they'll factor in what price. You may get a little bit more than that. Now, you can do a market sell at 20 cents exactly, but you're going to lose some money to do that because it's going to factor in a margin. So you're going to lose a little bit of money on the buy side and the sell side, and no matter what happens. But all these other crypto platforms, they do exactly the same thing. Plus, they charge you a fee on top of that to buy and sell. So that's one of the main reasons why I don't have any other trading platform. Is, I look at it this way: I'm taking the risk. They're not. They've mitigated all their risk. They're factoring in with a margin, so they know exactly that they got the coin for this price or that price, and they've already made their money off of you. So why should they charge you a fee to trade? So, maybe I'm just being a little selfish. I don't know, but I don't think it's fair that you have to pay a percentage fee plus have a margin put on you, because you're losing money twice on every trade, buying and selling. So that's why I use Robinhood. I'm hoping one day they're going to have the ability to short, because if they do that, I'm going to be, making bank hand over fist. You're going to double your trades that way, right? If you're buying it up here and betting it's going to go down and selling down here, and then buying back in down here and selling when it goes back up, you're double dipping, so they say. For those of you guys that are new in here and don't know me, I'm Crypto Grandpapa. They banned my account. I had to start a new account, so now my name is Crypto Grandfather. I probably had my other account for, say about 6 months or so before they banned it. Not really sure exactly why they banned it, but I think it was because I had some people talking about some stuff in the chat that they really didn't need to be talking about. And maybe I should have banned them from the chat or something. I don't know, but we're gonna try not to talk about pew pews. We're not gonna be talking about races in here, and definitely not gonna be talking about politics. This is for you guys to come in here and learn how to trade, learn how to read charts. Now, these panes, I have 3 panes here. You can see they're separated by a yellow line. This bottom pane is the stochastic. This middle pane has my candles and my EMA ribbons. And then this top pane right here has my IMACD. Now, if you think about this IMACD, I'm going to double click on this pane to make it large. so you guys can see. The thing about this IMACD is it's like three indicators in one. You have the yellow line, which is a short time frame. The white line is a longer time frame. Then you have this midline right here with this oscillating columns. Okay, there's a midline right here. When they're down below it, you're in a downtrend. When you're up above it, you're in an uptrend. So it's almost like you have three indicators all built into one. So now you can see, do you see how these columns started getting shorter and shorter? And then they transferred up to the upside and they started getting longer and longer. That is just a continuation of your upward trend. Got up here, they started getting shorter to the downside. Okay. Then they started going back up again. Now they're trying to slowly starting to go down. If you look at that and then compare it to your crypto candles, it's very interesting because your trend started way back over here, but it really didn't take effect till this point right here when these started getting shorter. And the reason why you can tell that is you have to use another indicator on top of this one. Okay, and that is your stochastic. If you'll look down here, that white line crossed above the yellow to come to the upside. I have both these indicators, this one and the IMACD, set up the same. Your white line is your short time period. Your yellow line is a long time period. Okay, when that white line crosses above the yellow, you're in an uptrend. When it crosses below the yellow, like right over here, you're in a downtrend. So if you'll match them columns getting shorter with your stochastic, you have two confirmations that everything is reversing to the upside. Okay, so I would have got in here on this, probably on this candle, and then we would have rode this all the way up here to where we're at now. And that's a big increase. Let's measure that out. I've got my measuring tool here. Click on here. Click on that candle's the top. That's a 4.58% increase. So I always use $3,000 as an example. I know there's people out there that can't afford to invest anything that large, but I just use it as an example. We can just as easily use $1,000 and then just add 4.5%, $45 per $1,000. So if we would have done 3,000, we would have had $125 or $130, something like that. All right, we're getting ready. We're getting ready right here for this to turn around and go back up, right? But what do we have to do? Does anybody know what we have to do at this point? At this point, we have to wait for that white line to cross above the yellow. I've been caught many times thinking, okay, we're at the bottom. Okay, or it looks like it's fixing to cross up above the yellow. And I'll go ahead and buy, and it'll stay down here in oversold territory and keep traveling across here like this. And the whole time it's doing that, it just keeps going down farther and farther and farther. So you have to wait. That's all it is in crypto. If you don't have patience, you're never going to be a good crypto trader, period. You have to wait it out. And you want to be safe too, right? You want to make sure that you're not going to take losses. H1, I think I remember you too from my last time I had my live. Maybe I'm wrong, but your name seems familiar. And Green Arrow Solution. Yeah, I'm starting to get a lot of people I recognize. Yeah, so I haven't had a live for about 9, 10 months. Because when they banned my live, and then they wouldn't give me an excuse as to why or what we did wrong, and then they wouldn't let me get my videos. I had hundreds of videos. They wouldn't let me get my videos off of there. It just kind of pissed me off. I didn't want to have nothing to do with matter of fact, I didn't even watch TikTok videos for then I started watching videos again after about 7 months, and then about a month and a half ago, I got my account back. And by the way, you see this? It's still down here. It's down farther now, and it's still going down. So you don't. We could have bought in right there, but we would have been bought in up here, and we'd be in the hole right now. You want to try not to get in the hole. Yeah, you want to try to be safe with your money. You don't want to lose. So what we want to see is that white line cross above the yellow and start coming back up into this box. Even if it means you have to let two green can just and this is what I mean by this. Even if you have to miss out on a couple of green candles, it's better to make sure that your white line crosses the yellow and starts going into an upward direction. Okay. Let me close this box to make this a little bit more clear. It's like right here, it went sideways. Okay, and then it crossed over and it got back in the box. So you probably would have got in somewhere on this candle. It's better to be safe than sorry because I've seen this time and time again come up like that, and you go ahead and buy in, okay, and then all of a sudden it comes up just a little bit and then it drops right back down again for another leg down. So you want to keep from doing that. We got a minute and a half of this candle left. Well, we're getting they say it's not offering us in the for you, but it seems like we're getting quite a few people coming through here. We've already had 85 people come through. Yeah, the longer this stays down here, the farther these candles will come down. And I don't see it pushing us down far enough that this yellow ribbon's going to come all the way back down through here. I think this is probably about as low as we'll go, and then it's going to turn around and go right back up again. I guess I can make that. Oh, I can make the other one back, put that one iMacD back in there. Yeah, so you can see these columns have gotten smaller and smaller. So we're going to be able to tell when things are reversing because we're going to get a column that's bigger than the last one to the upside. Got 13 seconds. you guys would, please double tap your screens. Keep the hearts going, please, so we can get more people, more viewers to come in here. Lets the algorithm know that we're still in here and going. So, all right, so we got a new candle and it's starting out green already. That's a good sign. But you're still going to wait till the next candle before you try to take a buy-in, because just because it's green now doesn't mean that it won't go back down and be red and close red. What we like to see is what they call an engulfing candle. That means a big solid candle that's the same size or bigger than the previous one in the opposite direction. So this one was red to the downside. We want to see this one bigger and green closed above this red one. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about the stochastic RSI. Okay, so if you have, say, 5 billion traders, they all bought Dogecoin or Bitcoin or any coin, and they bought the coins and they just held on to them. Nobody bought any more coins and nobody sold any coins. They just held on to them. This yellow and white line would more than likely just travel right down the middle of this shaded box. But fortunately for us, people are creatures of habit and they continue to buy and sell. They have their price targets, which drive the market up and down. So as soon as people start selling, that these lines will start coming down here into the bottom of this box, which is oversold territory. And I call the outside of this box, when it gets down here, is severely oversold territory. Okay. Now, once it gets down in this oversold territory, people start buying again, which drives the price back up to the top of this box. Okay, from the middle of this box to the top here is overbought territory. Once it gets outside this box, it can go as high as the 100% level. You can see it right here. There's a line right there. A lot of times it'll come all the way up to that 100% level before it goes back down again. So anywhere in here, you can go ahead and sell and then wait for it to reverse back to the downside. So that just happens time and time and time again. Okay, here it was overbought. The sellers tried to sell off, and it got down to a certain point. People had a bunch of stuff liquidation right here, ready to buy in again, and it pushed it back up to the 100% level, and it rode that way for a while. The longer you stay up here in overbought territory, the higher the crypto will go. And you can see that in the price right here. Okay, it just took a slight dip for this dip right here, just a slight dip, and then it continued to go back up. So that is how this box works. Overbought is the top, oversold is the bottom. There's always a battle raging between buyers and sellers back and forth. What's up, Francesca? I got my TikTok live studio back, thank God. I want to thank you and your friends for helping me out. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I only have 300 followers. I'm surprised they let me have my TikTok live studio back. All right, so we got a good green coin there, or a candle coin. Got a good green candle there. It appears that everything's on the up and up, but I'm still skittish about buying in because this is looking really weak to me. And a lot of times when it's really weak, it usually will come up so far and then it'll come right back down again and push this back down further. So I want to make sure that it's not going to do that. We're going to wait out another candle. No, I don't. All I have is this account. I do have a YouTube account. Um, I'll have to bring that up. Go to my videos here. So this is my YouTube channel, Crypto Grandpapa. That used to be the name I had of my other TikTok channel, but it got banned, so now it's Crypto Grandfather. But this is my backup YouTube channel. Whatever videos I make on TikTok, I export them out and put them on YouTube too. So haven't had any success with YouTube getting people. I'm not. I don't know. I just haven't had a lot of success with YouTube getting people interested. And YouTube is really strict too about things that you can say, and I just I don't know. I just use it kind of as a backup so I can let people know where I'm going. But anyway, like I said, we're gonna wait for this candle to close. I'm kind of wanting to see this white line get back into this shaded box because I don't want it to do like it did back here. See how it started to go up and it curved around and came back down again? So I just don't want it to do that again. I don't want to be in a loss scenario. I want to try to get in when the getting's good. And another thing I don't think TikTok likes is I have my news right here, and from time to time I would bring that up and talk about the news, Dogecoin news. And I guess seeing that it's not original content, me reading the news off of there, I think they were picking on me for that too. Because I noticed whenever I would bring up stuff like that, I would get a violation. But I'm not really sure if it was that or not. So I think their violation alert warning system is a little bit different now than it was like a year ago. I think they give you a little bit more details, but um, anyway, I appreciate you guys coming in here. Means a lot to me. I want to teach you guys whatever you guys need to learn. So if you got questions, please ask. I've always been told, and I always teach, that the only stupid question is the question that you don't ask. If you don't know, you don't know, and somebody needs to teach you. And if I can teach you, I want to. See, that's looking like a really weak candle right there. It's got some green to it, but the bears have pushed it. The sellers have pushed it down to almost nothing. And if you'll look at these columns up here, they've slowly but surely gotten shorter and shorter. I think it's going to take off here pretty quick. So I'm not too overly worried about it. I just want to make sure we get in at the right time. So this is Dogecoin on the 5-minute time frame. You can see it right here in the middle of my screen. Does the sound, does my sound, is it okay? Somebody gave me a gift. Who gave me a gift? I bet you it was probably Francesca. Anyway, I'm just kind of waiting. I want this to get back up in here before I do anything. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people are starting to get interested in crypto. I was talking to the foreman over the crew that re-roofed my house a few weeks ago, and he saw me messing around in my kitchen. I had my iPad out watching the crypto, and he got really interested in it. So I had to give him a little bit of training too. Hell, like I told you, that was looking really weak, and this candle's looking really weak too. You can see the red. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be waiting for a little bit for this to reverse. I see I got a new follower. Anyway, I hope we get something out of this pretty soon because my sons want to go to the carnival again, so I don't know what's up with the carnival. I guess the carnival's going to be here for like a whole month straight or something. Anyway, this news article down here says Dogecoin sets the stage for a liftoff with key reversal pattern. So I'm going to have to read that here pretty soon. What's our 1 minute looking like? Wow. Yeah, this is the problem right here. We were trying to come back up out of that. This is oversold territory. It was doing all fine and good here. I was waiting for it to get back up into this box, but now it's got a kink in it and it's going back down again. So that's where we're at. The sellers are trying to push the price down farther, so I have a feeling it's going to take a while and this is going to come all the way back down to the midline. It's just kind of running sideways, so it's not a lot we can do. I mean, we got to wait. It's a waiting game. And you'll notice seeing that the IMACD is going sideways, the stochastics going sideways. We're just trading sideways on our candles. And our EMA ribbons are all getting scrunched together. So when it takes off, whichever way it decides to go, and I'm going to bet that it's going to go up, it's going to take off pretty steep because right now it's just building up a bunch of intensity here. So this is the TradingView platform, and what they have in TradingView is what's called paper trading. So it's fake money to buy fake crypto, but you're using all the real-time data. So it's 100% exactly the same as real trading, but you're not risking your own assets. Okay, they give you fake money to buy the fake crypto, and it's just basically a big simulation, but it's using the exact same indicators and data that you would if you were real trading. So I'm not going to come in here and try to teach you guys and try to explain stuff and use my own assets at the same time, because um, all it takes is one little mistake and you can get in the hole real quick, and I don't want to do that. So oh, and then another day I'll teach you guys how to set up alerts too. So I have alerts set up on some of my time frames. Got them set up on my 4 hour, my 15-minute, and my 1 hour time frame. Okay, so these alerts are set up on this stochastic down here. Okay, and I can even set them up in here on the candles as well. So say I am pretty sure sometime in the next 3 hours that Dogecoin's going to drop down to 16.6. This is just for informational purposes. I'm not saying it's going to drop down there. If I want to get an alert, because just say I got something I got to go do, I'm not going to be able to watch my phone the whole time or watch my computer the whole time. I got something I need to do. I can come down here to the 16.6 level. Okay. Right click on the screen, and here's a bar that says add an alert on the 16.606 level. Click on that. It puts an alert. Okay. How do you want it? Do you want it to cross above or below it, or just cross it? Okay, so I want it to cross down. Okay, because I'm wanting it to go down below 16.6. So I pick crossing down. Okay, do you want it to do it every time or once? I usually put every time, and it doesn't really matter about the date, but you can say, well, it might happen today or it might happen tomorrow. So you pick the 18th for tomorrow, set. Okay, and then you click create. And then it has an alert right there. If it drops below 16.6, you're going to get an alert telling you, hey, it dropped below the price that you had set. It's time for you to come and make your purchase or whatever you want to do. Okay, or maybe you just want to know whether it goes below there, but you want to set a buy order down below it or something like that. So let me get rid of that. Delete that. Okay, so say you don't want to set an alert. You're confident it's going to go down to 16.6. So you want to set a limit buy order for 16.6. So once again, you right click in that buying area and click buy with however many shares. Okay, this says 500,000 because that's usually what I'm trading in here with the $100,000, 500,000 shares or coins. Okay, there it is. You got a limit order to buy 500,000 coins at 16,602. Now, if you want it to be exactly 16,600, you can go in and set it up that way. All you got to do is just go in and change the order. Anyway, that's how that works. And if you want to do a short, say you think, okay, well, it's gonna come back up here to this 5th or 17.14 level, and then it's going to drop again because you can see that it's going to go down or something like that. You can come up here and right click and do a sell. Okay, a sell is a short. A sell is you sell at the top and buy back at the bottom. Okay, so you just click on that, and there it is. There's your sell limit order, 500,000 shares. So if this comes up here, it'll trigger that buy, or actually sell. It'll trigger that sell, and then when it gets down here, you'll do a buy scenario to get your money out of it. Anyway, that's how you do a lot of that stuff. Thank you, Francesca. Now, last time I had my TikTok live studio, the damn chat box, I could never type back in it. This time it lets me. Anyway, if you guys want to learn how to read charts, this is one of the better places to go. I don't know if any of the other influencers teach you guys indicators or not, but the investor, I trade all my crypto on Robinhood. Reason why I use Robinhood is because they don't have any trading fees on crypto. They have a margin on both ends, but they don't have fees. All the other platforms have a margin on both ends, plus they charge you a fee. So you're actually losing money twice. Well, if you want to learn, investor, then you need to follow me so you'll get notifications when my lives come on. SPX 6900. I don't know what that is. Is that a stock or a crypto? You can use these indicators to trade futures. Oh, okay. Thanks for following me. SPX 6900. That's a crypto. I've never even heard of it. SPX. Oh, I see it right there. SPX 6900. Let me add it to my arsenal here. I move it up here where my cryptos are. All right. There it is. Um, yeah, you're gonna have to wait for a while, investor, because as you can see, you need to see a short column here first. A short column here plus your stochastic coming up will indicate you're in an uptrend. I would wait for a little while. The longer this stays down here in the bottom, the more this is gonna dump. Okay. Yeah, it's not time to go in for a long yet. But this is the 5 minute time frame, so it's not going to be too much longer. This has got to come out of the oversold area at some point. But anyway, yep, you're looking at waiting for a little bit for this to finish and start coming back up again. You just started a whole new candle, and the column is getting longer to the downside. So I'd be really worried about trying to get in right now. 1 minute time frame. Yeah, even the 1 minute time frame, it's down below too. Just traveling down. Look, we just started this candle and it's already took a little dump. Yeah, I wouldn't get in yet. I'd wait. I would wait until I start seeing short columns up here on your IMACD. All right, let's get back to the Doge. You're getting close though, investor. Man, this is just dragging out, isn't it? We've been sitting here for at least 30 minutes now waiting for this thing to go back up. Even if this stochastic comes jumping out of this and back into the box here pretty quick, it's still going to take it a minute before the candles start going up high because your IMACD's going sideways and it's going to take a little bit for that to reverse and go back to the upside because the stochastic is a lot shorter time frame than what you got going on up here. So yes, you can trade crypto 24/7 in Robinhood. Any of you people in here watching, if you don't know how to read indicators, this is the place you need to be. I do lives just about every day. Um, I have been known to skip a day here and there though, so I usually skip days if I'm on a long vacation or if there's just nothing happening in the crypto market. Weekends are pretty slow. And it'll be like that most of the time, but whenever altcoin season hits, um I'm telling you right now, probably for the next big spike that we have up, I'm going to be losing sleep because I'm going to try to get every dime out of that I can. What's interesting about Dogecoin is once we start getting a bunch of volume being pumped in here, um, you'll see Dogecoin instead of you know going up and down little fractional fractions of a cent, it'll be going up 2 or 3 cents at a time or down 2 or 3 cents at a time. So um, altcoin season gets here, it's going to be a big deal, and you guys don't really want to miss it. I don't know much about trading futures, but what do you mean? Is it like trading futures? I don't know much about futures trading. I guess I can ask my AI bot here. Can you look up NQ futures? Give me a minute here. Yeah, I really don't know that much about futures trading. So you want to look at NQ? Okay, that's the very top one right there. Well, here's NQ. Yeah, you can use the indicators on it too. It's fixing to take a dump on the 5 minute time frame. It's doing like just about everything else, kind of trading a little bit up sideways, but it's going to go down now because of the stochastic. Now you can use it in there too. Is there anything particular you wanted to look at in here, or I can look at the long term? Long term is going up, but you're at the very top of your stochastic, and it's got to come down, right? So it'll push this white line back below the yellow. It was on its way down anyway, so this is just a little spike to the upside, and it's going to drop again. Yeah, so long term, it's not going to be much longer now. This is the weekly chart. So in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see this turn around and come back down again. So anyway, that is that. Let me see here. Got Ross Causey, Calvin Hill, Calvin. I got two Calvin Hills in here. What the hell? And Water Dragon. Two Calvin Hills in here watching me. That's amazing. I just use three most of the time. I have a bunch of them that from time to time I'll turn them on. Um, Sometimes I'll turn the EMA ribbons off and turn the moving average ribbons on to see what it's looking like. And then I have what's called fractals, which tell you, kind of gives you like little signals of buys and sells, but it's not very accurate. It's more accurate on like midterm or higher time frame. Here it painted a buy, and then here it painted a sell. A buy and a sell, you wouldn't have got hardly any profit out of that. So you have to use it in conjunction with a lot of other indicators. Then I have this GAN high and low. I got to turn off the EMA ribbons to see it. It just shows you that you're in a downtrend. The yellow shows you're in an uptrend. So I have a lot of them that I just kind of test out from time to time to see how well they work. I'm always looking for something better, but so far I haven't been able to find it. And then my indicators list, I've got quite a few in here. Some of these I need to go through and just get rid of them because I don't never use them. So I went through some of the indicators, and if I see a new indicator in a YouTube video or something, I'll look it up, put it on here and try it out, especially if it's got thousands of users, because I want to see if I can figure out what they use it for and see what they see. But most of those I don't use, so I need to get rid of them. All right, so Doge 1 hour time frame is showing that it's going to go down again. Yeah, this 5 minute time frame is just continuing to go sideways down. So, and that kind of correlates with what I just saw in the 1 hour time frame. Like I said, I like to trade on the 4 hour and the daily. 4 hours down here in the bottom of the stochastic. But it looks like it's going to stay down here for a little while. Misty is a boring stock that pays intense dividends. Really? Thank you for the follow, Besnik Pastisha. Anyway, guys, I've been in here for an hour and a half already. We've been just watching Dogecoin just keep going down and down and down. So doesn't look like there's really any relief in sight, and I'm not going to buy until I see this yet white and yellow line start coming back into this box. So I think I'm done with the live for today. This is my third live for today. I had one for almost 2 hours, and then I did one for 45 minutes, and this one's already an hour and a half. So the investor says, what is the IMACD? It's this indicator up here. It shows you the overall trend of the market. Okay, and then these columns show you the strength of the buying and selling. Once you put it on there, if you highlight the little tab up here that tells you it's the IMACD, and it has these three little dots, click on that. Okay, and there's all these crypto indicators have this about this script. You click on that and it'll bring up a page. Okay, this is normally what that IMACD looks like. So mine looks totally different from that because I modified it. Anyways, Impulse MACD is a modified MACD formed by filtering out the values of the moving average range, the region between moving average and the high and low, and thereby reducing whipsaws typical in the sideways market. This is usually plotted by the histogram. This also plots traditional histogram MACD signal to help in finding entries and exits. Use this like a traditional MACD, zero line crossing or signal crossing. So basically what they're saying is you're just using it. When the white crosses yellow, it's time to buy. When it's going up, and when it crosses to go down, white line crosses below the yellow, it's time to sell. So basically you would have got in here on this candle. Okay, and where it crossed up here to go down, you would have got out on this candle. So if we did a an estimate on that, and on this candle here, so that was a 2.04% increase. So on $1,000, that would have been what, $20? Or yeah, $20. A $20 move. But the thing is, I like using the IMACD for longer term trading. 2% on a 5-minute time frame is not too bad. Okay, let me get rid of that. I like to use it on the higher time frames. Here's a 4-hour time frame. So you had a crossover here and then a crossover up here. And you lose a lot in translation because you're better off just using this to make sure that you're still in an uptrend or downtrend, and then getting in and getting out with your stochastic. Okay, so I would have bought in with my stochastic back here on that candle, this candle right here. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a line on there too. I would have rather got in on this candle with my stochastic. And then you can see that the IMACD just kept going up, right? So you're going to let it go up. No matter what your stochastic's doing, you're going to let it continue to go up. Okay, and I probably would have got out somewhere where they touched the line. So I would have got in right there, and that's a 12.94 increase. Okay. So on $1,000, that would have been what, $129? Anyway, that's what the IMACD just basically tells you, gives you a good visual on um, what direction you're going. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I've been in here for this is my third live for today. So um, I appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the hearts. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to try to be on about from 8 to 11. So if you guys are available, come in and watch. You guys have a good rest of your day. God bless all of you, and you guys have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.